Alright guys, this is Stuffing Your Muffin back again, and today I'm going to replay a couple of my videos on my attacks, and just demonstrate how I use my 16 Giants and 4 Wall Breakers with a lot of healing spells to get a lot of Dark Elixir and a good amount of gold. Um, Simply put, I don't think that Barcher is as strong as using Giants. You can use Giants in your attacks and use them correctly. It'll save you a lot of time. Well, you'll be able to attack the people that are not just AFK bases, and it'll be a lot easier for you. It's a lot easier to use Giants than it is to try and Barcher penetration attacks. So this first one is a very good example of whenever someone has all the resources in the middle of their base. So basically when I'm looking at this map, this is a fresh Town Hall 9. It was someone who was fairly close to being maxed at 8, and they just became Town Hall 9. So as someone who is currently Town Hall 9, this is the perfect candidate for someone to attack. Now, the first thing I do is send 8 Giants in 2 separate packs down here at the bottom, because there's 3 Wizard Towers, and the 4th one is under construction under here. So that's why I chose to attack from the bottom, because I planned on getting everything in the center, so I didn't need to attack from, the top to get to the gold quicker. I was already going to get the entire center area of this person's base, and I was very confident in that. So that's why I attacked from the bottom, to dodge that wizard tower best I could. Now, I used my wall breakers to blow up right here, and they end up dying over here where this second pillar of giants are. Then I send my queen in very, very soon, using barbarians and archers to peel off the sides. Over here on the right side, where the archer tower is, I drop archers because I want to kill that archer tower, so that way it's not shooting into the middle of the map and killing my queen when she's in there. And then I want to do the same thing over here on the left to this cannon, so that way there's no single target things attacking my queen while she's going to town on all the resources. Now, I really like to use healing spells because they're very, very strong and can desperately change the amount of damage you do, especially when you drop them on your giants. Now, right here, you gotta be a little careful. I decided to use my clan troops because I still had the 2 expos alive. So the wizards and my last 10 or so barbarians all go into the middle with my queen. For the most part, although these are wizards, so they do a lot of damage, but normally these barbarians are just there to more or less distract the towers, like distract this expo, because towers shoot at the closest target to them always. They always pick the closest target, but they will maintain the same target even if that runs away. So if you have archers and barbarians and wizards and stuff in front of your archer queen, the archer queen will be the last to get targeted because she has the longest range of any unit. So as of right here, I did 1 attack from the bottom, got all the way to the center, and used my queen cleans up the whole center. So this is a very easy attack. Got 370,000 gold and 1,500 dark elixir. Very satisfied with that attack. Another attack I did. This one is versus a Town Hall 8, which as a Town Hall 9 is your primary targets. If you are not using a extremely good army, or you are not extremely good with your army, then you're most likely going to attack people who are a town hall underneath you versus attacking people that are the same town hall or above you. It's much more easy and it's more efficient usually if you can just farm on Town Hall 8s at Town Hall 9 than trying to always attack Town Hall 9s, because their defenses will just be so much stronger. Again, I dropped 2 different sections of giants, and then the wall breaker went off, and for some reason those giants, I believe it has to do with basically the range between this archer tower and this wizard tower was shorter than over here to this cannon, even though they had to walk around. So that's why the Giants all group up in the middle, which is not that big of a deal because this is only a Town Hall 8. So I was, much guaranteed to do everything I needed to this base. So again, I drop one healing spell on those Giants just so that way they can be topped off as they go around to the rest of the base. Using my Barbarians and Archers to clear off each side. And the Archer Queen goes in the middle. Now, if you look at this base, you'll see 3 Wizard Towers. One over here is dead, obviously. And then the Barbarian King is under construction right now. So that was very, very helpful. Unfortunate for this person. But the Dark Elixir is shifted towards this bottom right side. So that is why I chose to attack from this side. Because if something horrible happens and maybe wizards come out of this and kill all of my giants or something, just something horrible happens, I still want to get to that Dark Elixir. Even though it's only 700. I just wanted to attack this base because a lot of people use this style base, and I really don't think that it's effective because everything gets funneled inwards. At Town Hall 8, you're much better off using a base that has walls that will make things go around, whereas on this base, if you watch the Giants the whole time, they just continue to pound their way through the middle of the base, and they don't ever really go around the base. They just keep going. They don't go through the middle because there's no expo or any defenses in there, but they don't really go back outside. Like, if this was open here and here, then the Giants would go around to this cannon and then over here. But since the separation and the openings are so far away, then my Giants aren't going to get distracted by it. So I'm really confused about why people like this base, but they do. So as my Giants just clear house, I watch my Archer Queen doing all the damage in the middle. She's the only thing that needs to go in the middle. My entire attack style is to clear off as many defensive towers as possible with my Barbarian Archer Giant and just let my Archer Queen go down the center of the base and just kill everything. She does, I don't know, 150 DPS. So that's like 6 archers at once. 6 or 7 archers at once. So, just her by herself, she'll eventually clear through everything, especially with her power-up ability and summoning. So, it's very easy to just let her go through the middle of the base and use everything else to kill off towers. Now again, I use another healing spell over here to save these giants because they would have just died right there. This wizard tower would have killed all of those giants, but instead I use a healing spell. Might not have really been necessary. It really depends on how this queen works. But basically, the reason I use that healing spell is just a 100% guarantee I'm going to get all the resources. These archers up at the top are going to funnel to this resource, or this gold storage right here. If you watch the archers at the top, they will. Archer Queen takes a while. She takes a while to go through walls, just because the walls have a lot of HP. But eventually, she will get through everything. So, just like I said with my attack style, it's kill off as much as I can with Barbarian Archer, while my Giants go through the center of the base, killing walls and killing big towers and scary stuff. Generally, I won't have a pack of 16 together. I would have rather have had the 8 Giants go this way and 8 Giants go this way, but the 16 together, it's not that bad. This attack, I did more for the Dark Elixir than I did for gold. This attack doesn't go quite as well. I attacked from the bottom because that's where the 2 Dark Drills are. I drop 8 of them. I drop a couple of Giants here. Unfortunately, the wall breaker, one wall breaker went off on this inside, and then the Giants attacked the corner that had full HP. So that was kind of awkward. And then usually whenever a wizard tower is within range of the giants is a good time to drop a healing spell because you don't want the wizard tower. He might only do 30, 40 DPS, but he's doing that 40 DPS to all of your giants, which means after about 30 seconds of that wizard tower shooting, all of your giants will be dead. Not even 30 seconds. Again, I try to clear off as much. I really like having 8 giants go one way and 8 giants go the other way. Now, 16 giants going one way will break down a lot more in that direction. And as you can see, those giants on the right side ended up dying to the wizard tower because the wall had too much HP. It just took too long to go through, and the wizard tower ends up winning. Now, right here in the middle is a very good example of what happens when an archer queen and a barbarian king fight. Now, if we look, I have a level 10 archer queen versus a level 5 barbarian king. And look how little HP the barbarian king has. Now, a barbarian king actually has about twice the HP of an archer queen and slightly less damage. So, even though that it looks like it's low, it's basically the same as like half of her health. And what happens is whenever they start trading damage, the 2 swings that the Barbarian King gets off is half of her HP, more or less. Half, it's about, I don't know, 40% of her HP, just from the 2 swings that it took. That's a really good example of why you don't want a Barbarian King ever hitting your queen. Because although she only took 2 shots to kill him, she lost half of her HP in those 2 shots. Now again, if this is a lot of people will put, if they put their resources all in the middle, then they would have just lost everything. But by having your resources spread out here slightly off the middle, what ends up happening is 1 gold storage survives because the archer queen gets within range of these towers over here. Now, if the first attack I showed, the person put all the resources in the middle and they lost everything. Now, generally speaking, my attacks usually go about 60% of someone's base. My amazing attacks are 80%, but 60% is generally what I get. And if you look, I'm at 57%, and there's still 2 gold storages left, which means that this base is doing pretty well. Now, everything just kind of dies at this point. The Archer Queen has a safe spot right now. She's out of range of any tower. And as I said, towers will always shoot whatever is closest to them first. So that's why these archers end up dying. And then when these archers run over here, she moved quicker, which means these archer towers shot at her first before the smaller archers. The queen was behind and stepped within range, so they targeted her. Thank you for watching. That's just a brief demonstration of how I use my giant army.